Hello, I'm at Millside for today's masterclass, a truly rural glamping experience in a quiet, picturesque spot in the Lincolnshire countryside. My name is Liz Blount and today I'll be presenting session 1 of 3 on personnel management. So, what do we mean by personnel management? You might have heard it called other names: people management, human resources, employee relations. There's all kinds of different names that you might see, or people's different job titles. But really, it all comes down to, how do we manage the people in your business, big or small? Just as you might pay attention to managing your finances or your facilities, so this is about how you manage the people that work for you for the best of your business. One of the ways to think about what personnel management means is in terms of the employee life cycle. And this is a good way to think about it in that we've all probably had that experience of being an employee ourselves. So it helps us think through the different stages. So the first stage is around recruitment. We have to attract people to come and work for us, and then we go through the recruitment process. We employ somebody and we onboard them into the business. And then we have a period of time where they're working for us and we're developing them before possibly the employment relationship comes to an end. So that's one way of thinking about the different stages, and we'll come back to look at some of those later. Another way is we can think about it operating on these different 3 levels. So we have the everyday transactional admin processes. So that's the kind of thing that most of us again will have experienced or been involved in. Things like booking your leave, maybe recording when somebody's off sick, making sure somebody gets paid, all those kind of essential things that have to happen. Then we have at another level, the more operational management side of things. So that's where we start looking at the policies we've got and thinking about how we manage somebody and also how we want to go about that. What do we want that to look like for our organisation? And then beyond that, there's the strategic level, and that's really about planning, looking forward. Where do we want our business to go? And if we're going to do that, what does that mean for our people? Who do we need? What skills do we need in the business? Now, of course, depending on the size of your business, those 3 things might all be done by one person, or you might have different people looking at them. But that's fine. It's just worth bearing in mind those different levels. So when we're talking about people management, we're talking about all of that. We're talking about your business planning. Where are you going as a business? Have you been going for a long time, or are you quite new? What are your plans for the future? And so as part of that, you need to be thinking about what role do you want people to play, and how are you going to find those people? How are you going to train them to help you do that? You need to look at your policies and processes, making sure you've got what you need in place to help you run your business successfully. And we're also looking at your culture. So in that, we really mean, what does it feel like to work for you? If I was your employee, what can I expect? How do we work as a team? How would you work as my manager? That's the kind of thing we're looking at for culture. And we're going to be thinking about all of those aspects. So if we've got good people management in place, that'll make sure that you are operating safely and you're legally compliant. But it's also about helping your business be the best that it can be. Basically, good HR means that we've got the right person and they have the right skills and they're doing the right job for us at the right time, in the right way and for the right cost. I like to use the analogy of a chessboard. I'm not a great chess player myself, but I know enough to know that all the pieces have different moves they can make, different advantages and disadvantages. And a good chess player needs to know how to use all those different pieces in the best way at the right time as they go through the game to have a winning strategy. And that's what we're thinking about in terms of people management. It's about you knowing who you've got, who you need, and how you can manage them in the best way, whether that's a big team or a small team, to get the most out of them and to help your business be a success. So that's the end of session 1 of 3 on personnel management. I hope you found it both interesting and useful.